Tetris, the movie, is now available on Apple TV. The film centering around the creation of the world-famous game Tetris. And joining me in studio this morning is Henk Rogers, one of the creators of Tetris and the center of Apple's new movie. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so excited to have you here. I yesterday was actually playing Tetris for the first time in years.
Wow.
In anticipation of you being here, so thank you.
What machine were you playing on?
On an iPad, actually.
Oh, on an
We downloaded it on the iPad, but I remember when I was a kid, I had the actual handheld Tetris, game, and my brother and I would sit there for hours.
Good thing.
Do you play yourself, or was it you created it and then?
I used to play a lot to make sure that the game is the way I wanted it to come out. You know, I'm a game designer myself.
Sure.
So I'm very picky, and we work very hard to make sure that Tetris stays on brand. You know, we control it like Disney controls Mickey Mouse.
Right.
So we've managed to keep it alive and relevant all these years. It's still going, yeah. So do I play when I have to?
Well, the big thing right now is the movie that is out on Apple TV. And talk to me, how maybe accurate is the movie in portraying what you guys did to make Tetris what it is?
Okay, ultimately, it's Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, they took a year and a half of my life and compressed it into 2 hours, and to get the point across of the danger that I was in or the excitement, they really, how can I say, embellished a lot of it. But they got the feeling across.
Yeah.
And Alexi and I spent a lot of time on the script. So we helped them with the parts, specifically the parts that happen in Moscow.
Okay.
The negotiation and
Sure.
the tension. So they got the point across.
So you guys had a very big hand in how the movie ultimately came together.
Let's just say that we had a hand in it. We didn't have a big hand because the production happened in Scotland. And we were in Seattle, so
okay.
we really didn't have on-set experience. We weren't communicating with the director, but we worked on the script.
How does it feel for you to have your story put out there, even if it's maybe embellished a little bit, made a little Hollywood? But how does it feel to have that story out there?
It's sort of like an out-of-body experience. Is that me? And then people now all of a sudden I have hundreds of friends coming out of the woodwork. It's kind of fun, I think this is interview 70 something. My history has all of a sudden come under a microscope, which is interesting and terrifying all at the same time.
Now, I know a lot of people know you for Tetris, or if they don't, they're going to know you for Tetris. But you're not from Hawaii originally, but you've spent a lot of time here. You do a lot of other projects for the world.
Yeah, sure. So my total time in Hawaii is 22 years, 4 years when I was in college and 18 years more recently. What I'm working now is on my missions in life. First mission is to end the use of carbon-based fuel. And to that end, I started a foundation in Hawaii called the Blue Planet Foundation. And we put Hawaii on a path to 100% renewable energy. We passed a mandate of 100% renewable energy by 2045. And we changed the business model of the utility so they make more money by switching to renewables. And we meaning Hawaii, is
Sure.
on track. Our original goal was to hit 40% in 2030. We've already hit our 40% goal today. So moving on from there, 22 other states and territories have copied our legislation or
Very
something
cool.
like it. So it's moving across the states, but it isn't moving across the world. So I started a new organization in New York called the Blue Planet Alliance, and we're flipping island countries. And last year we did Palau, Tonga, and Tuvalu. And this year we'll be flipping a bunch of more islands, and hopefully that will flip through all the islands in the world and eventually all the countries in the world.
Very cool. And I have to ask, how does your experience with Tetris maybe help you or give you some different things to work with as you're now trying to accomplish this next goal?
Well, if you watch the movie, you'll see that I'm about 20% naive and about 80% determined. And so that naivety helped me. If I don't think about how big the problem is and just go at it, then anything can happen. And so that's kind of what happened in Hawaii. You know, the electric company was the biggest company in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh, we're fighting against $5 billion a year of oil and $1 billion of coal. That's a big thing to fight against. But now we're on track and we're all good friends. They're making more money. It's all good. So the problem of climate change may seem huge and daunting, but that shouldn't stop us from just going at it.
Some wise words there from Henk Rogers. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.